I'm Patrick Bailey with Whiteboard Coder. Today is October 15th, 2022, and in this video I'm going to show how I'm going to remove this concrete wall that's been glued down using a hammer drill in chip mode. Okay, here's the situation. I screwed this section up. So we did our whole backyard, we did all these pavers, we did everything, we did these walls, and I messed this up because what I had before is this whole area where this wall was sloped down. And it sloped down. Water got over here the past couple of years, and it eroded everything on this side. Even though I had a good foundation, there was just too much, and everything kind of went down a half inch and kind of came over half an inch. And so now I need to fix it. In theory, I think if it had just come down, I could have probably boosted it up, but it also came in. So my idea right now is just remove the wall and start over again. So I'm trying to figure out how to remove the wall. So I tried a few ideas. Before I did try a few ideas, nothing really panned out. So now is demo the whole thing and start over with this side. So I saw a few videos showing how to use a hammer drill in the chip mode to kind of get things off, and I thought that's the way to go. So now what I've done is I've gotten this Dewalt. I like buying tools. So I got this Dewalt cordless hammer drill. Now in the past I have done videos. I have a hammer drill, just a regular beefy Dewalt drill that does have a hammer mode. And for those who don't know, hammer mode, it's really good for drilling to concrete because basically on my other regular drill that has a hammer mode option, it's hammering real quick, a lot faster than that. And as a result, it's a lot easier with masonry bits to cut into concrete. And I got a video on that. However, what it does, that drill is always turning. It's always turning. Well, in this case, you can see I got this guy. I want to hammer and stay still so I can get underneath that. So I want to go really fast, hammer and get underneath it. So I need the next level of a real hammer drill, not a drill that can do hammer mode. So this is kind of like, I consider probably the first level where you can actually do that. So this is really great for drilling into concrete. So it's got a drill, it's got a hammer mode drill, and it's also got a chip mode where if I do this, it doesn't turn. So with that, let me see. So this actually is, did I write this down? All right, so I got this next level. Make sure I get this. So this is the one I got. And I'll put links in the show notes. A Dewalt 20 volt, and it's a DCH263R2. Now, you can rent beefier ones, but I like owning my own tools. So when I have, my excuse to my wife is if I can fix it myself, I get to buy more tools. Probably cheaper to go rent a beefier one that can get the job done quicker. You're probably going to spend $50, $80 to go rent one for enough time to kind of knock a wall down like this once you know what you're doing. And you can get that at Home Depot, but I like this guy. But with that, let's go. Before we do this, we'll quickly show this guy in case anyone has questions. Any tools I'm going to use in here, I'll put in the links in the show notes. But this guy, you can get it as a tool by itself for about half the price that I got this guy for. Or you can get it with a case, and I like the case. And the case, in addition to having the tool, also has two 6-amp batteries, and it's got a quick charger and the case. So, and also for those who, I'm not using this in this case, but you can use this guy if you need to, if you're drilling to walls, so you can actually adjust the length you're going to. But that's what it all looks like. And with that, let me show you what I kind of got figured out that's working. Okay, so to explain what I'm basically doing is I want to get a grip underneath this thing. So one thing that has been working, although you can see I've had some problems, I did break this base here, I have to go replace it. But so far I think I've got these all salvageable. The idea of what I'm doing is I'm trying to chip away underneath here so I can get an edge in it, and also back here a little bit. And then once I have enough of an edge, if I'm lucky this thing pops up, but so far I have not been that lucky. But what I have been able to do is get enough of an edge that I can finally get this masonry chisel in there, get that in there, really pound it in, and between this and also this tool, get underneath there and wiggle it enough. And once I can wiggle enough, I can tend to break this free. Oh, and also before I start that, I need to make sure I don't mess myself up here. See, I can show right here, that's how far we've moved. That used to be flush. But I do need to remove this, otherwise it's going to make my life a little bit of a pain. This is technically loose. It's just being a butthead. These were never glued on. Boom. So we'll just move that for the moment. And for those who might be curious, this is the Yukara system. I kind of like it for doing this. Kind of simple for us homeowner people who are building walls, because you can slap stuff on the side just fine. And Yukara is made by, can't think of the, what? Unilock. Yes, Unilock. That's right, Unilock. Okay, so now, before we get going, if you've never done this before, this guy, you got to get the right, was it SDF? Guys, you can see it's got all these grooves on the end. So it's not just merely a bit, but it should be pretty obvious when you're getting these things. And that way it'll get a grip on there. So this, you get it on there, we'll get her in, locks in pretty easily. There we go. Now the next thing you got to do, this actually has a squeeze here. And so for this particular one, this one's drilling, that one's hammer drilling, and this one at the bottom's chipping. And then this, I can unscrew this and move this around as I need. But in this case, I needed to get it on this side, so I have it on this side. Okay, enough explaining, let's get going. Okay, now I wouldn't say I have a perfect technique, but I've been digging it about 1/4 inch in, and then I've been focusing on the middle usually and kind of dig in further in, like 1/2 inch or more, and then I kind of have it, so I have one place where I can put that chisel in. Okay, let's see if we've gotten enough yet. I kind of doubt it. But what I'm finding, each one is kind of, seems to be different in the challenges it produces. Okay. Now this is not perfectly non-destructive. I kind of end up breaking a little bit on this side, but I think it's going to be enough where I can, once these are cleaned up, I can reuse them. And the idea is, now I got that. Down so. Oh, and also before you do this, be careful. I smashed my finger really well last week, and it's still healing. this yet. Okay, also, face shield's kind of important because these chips come off. Your glasses aren't going to stop that. Okay, some more. I'm getting more respect for ancient Egyptians who had only copper tools, right, and stuff. Okay, I think I feel it now. Sometimes it seems to get a bite in there and you can kind of feel it. Oh, there we go. Before I get in here. Boom. Now, you can see just I've destroyed this side a little bit. That's one way I was trying to do in the center because I think I can have these two sides survive. Now, after I'm all said and done, I got to do some cleanup work. So I got to get this stuff off later on. And also I got to get this stuff off, but I can use this. So that's going to take a while, but I need to get this all cleaned up. So we'll see how this fares, but I think that's a good technique. I got something figured out. So I'm going to take this all out, take all, later on, take all, not going to do it in this video. This video is just showing you how to get them off. But my plan is to get all these off, remove all these, put down a new foundation, build it up again, make sure it's good, put it all back.